Hello and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investors channel. My name is Sensei Crypto and we're back for the Sunday show. Thank you all for tuning in. Please do hit the like button on your way in. We'll be looking at all your favorite stocks today. We'll be looking at the charts, we'll be looking at crypto and anything else you suggest in the comments. Sorry I missed last week's show and I look forward to hearing your suggestions on this week's show. So thank you very much for tuning in and let's get straight into it. We will be covering FFIE, we'll be covering FSRN as well. We haven't spoken about that for a while, so we can have a quick look at that, and also of course cryptocurrencies. So do leave your comments in the live chat and I'll get back to you, and if you're watching this later on, please leave a comment down below and I'll reply to your comments. So thank you very much for tuning in and let's get into it. So FFIE, we closed at 60 cents, just below that resistance. So if you did watch my latest video on Martyn's channel, on this channel, you would have seen that 60 cents is that resistance level we're trying to get back above. We unfortunately didn't close above that level, so we didn't close above it in the after hours, or in fact if we go on the daily chart, we closed below it. As you can see, we closed down on the day. On Friday we were down about 3.2%. So it was a negative candle because we opened up quite high at 66, but we came back down. It was actually higher than Thursday's candle, but because we opened so high, it turned into a red candle. So we were down. We were actually up on the day 3%. However, it was a red candle and we closed below that 60 cents level. So FFIE, as long as it's below 60 cents, I think 35 cents is sort of my target. If it gets back above 60 cents, I expect it to go up to around 90 cents. And then about $1 would be that key resistance for FFIE. And again, I don't think, well, I know this company doesn't really have any intrinsic value, most likely going bankrupt, but I understand that there can be money made with a short squeeze. So let's see how that goes. I just don't like the idea of people putting in more money than they can afford to lose. Remember, everything I say in these videos is not financial advice. And I'm not here to give financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Even if I was a financial advisor, I still couldn't give financial advice because you'd have to talk one-on-one with clients and see all their background and see how much risk they can tolerate. So no one on YouTube can give financial advice, and I'm not even a financial advisor, so please don't take my words for anything I do say. I enjoy charts. I enjoy educating you about charts and what I've learned and my experiences, and that's why I come on Sundays and in these videos to explain what I've learned and try and educate a little bit and give my perspective. And that's my perspective on FFIE. We have a quick look at the watch list, so let's put some music on and let's go into. Is that the right one? No. Oh, maybe we don't have access to. Yes, I don't actually have access to my sound effects right now. Let me try again. Let's see this. There we go.
The year is 1991.
Let me know if it's too loud, but let's do the stock race of Sunday night. So on Friday, our biggest gainer on my watch list was Mullen. Let me know if the music is too loud and we can definitely turn it down. Mullen was up 16% on Friday, so that was my biggest gainer on Friday. Then we have SoundHound AI. Remember, SoundHound AI is in that buy zone area for me, and that was up 3.5%. Then we have Etsy, which was up 3.3%. We then have FFIE up 3%. Dollar Tree, that was up 2.75%. It hasn't been performing that great. Remember, we've been losing support, so that is up 2.75%. We then have McDonald's up 2.7%. It's lost its long-term trend, however, it's trying to regain it. So let's see what happens with McDonald's in the upcoming week. What we want to see is it get back above resistance and hold it as support. Right now it's just below resistance. We don't want it to see it, we don't want it to be a retest of these levels and in continuation down. If it is a retest and continuation down, it's about that 230 level I'm looking to buy it. AMC up 2.3%. Yes, it's loud, says development alert. Let's turn that down a little bit. We then have Disney up 2.17%. We then have Pfizer looking good. Remember, we did an analysis on this. We were looking at buy zones around that $25 mark. It is actually at $28.66. Let me know who requested FFIE, because we did a full analysis on that. Technicals on my side, and Martyn did the fundamentals. Coca-Cola up 1.5%. It's broken its trend, so it's looking like it's going to the upside. It's broken its downtrend, and now it's going to 62. It's about $63. Berkshire Hathaway holding its moving averages, moving up, looking good, up 1.4%. Shopify up 1%. The US 500 up 1%. J&J up about 1%. Back at support, it retested and it's going back up, so that's looking good. Has held its support. Buy zone was at 143. It's at 146 at the moment. We then have Rocket Lab. Thankfully, it did hold its support. We were worried it might not, but that's looking good. Back above support at $4.37. And the S&P 500, look at that, back above its parallel channel, overbought territory, overbought in the parallel channel, not overbought on the RSI, however. We then have, excuse me, I've got something in my throat. We've got PayPal up 1%, Fiverr up about 1.68%, back above the buy zone, looking good. Apple up 0.5%. We then got the Euro 50 up 0.34%. Google up 0.23%, Microsoft up 0.1%, and what was down? Tilray was the only stock flat on the day. This is Friday, remember. Nasdaq was flat as well. We then have Palantir down slightly. We've got Tesla down 0.5%, below resistance. We've got Rivian down 0.5%. We've got Luna down 0.5%. Wrap Technologies continuing its downtrend since our sell levels around 450. It's about 146 now, approaching its next buy zone of 127. We have ARK Invest in no man's land right now. We have Netflix making all-time highs, down 1% on Friday. Lyft was down 1%. Snapchat was down 1%. MicroStrategy down 1%. Nicola down 1.5%. And that is the end of the song. We didn't manage to get through it all, but we will carry on. Silver analysis, Craig. Yes, we can do that. I do like to look at precious metals. Nicola, unfortunately, it looks like it's below support, and it's testing that support and it's turning it into resistance. So we might see a 40 cents Nicola. We can do a video on Nicola later, actually. Lucid down 1.4%. IBIT, this is iShares Bitcoin Trust. Remember, the largest growing ETF, the quickest growing ETF, billions of dollars in this ETF now, and that is down 1.5% on Friday. It had its initial IPO sell-off, and it's actually been in quite a nice uptrend, and now it's showing lower highs. So what we're looking for Bitcoin to go higher is a break of these lower highs. Amazon down 1.6%. Alibaba was in its buy zone around 69 and went all the way up to 90, and now it seems to be back down. It's at support, it's at its moving averages, so it might be another re-entry for Baba. SBCE, we'll do another video on SBCE, so I'll explain my analysis on that, but we're back in the buy zone. Remember, the buy zone was around 85 cents. The next day, you had your chance to take about 40% profit on from our last buy zone. It was actually, let me see how quickly it went up. In one day, remember, that this is why these buy zones are great. In one day, 34%, and that gives you the opportunity to sell. If you make 34% in a day, why not sell? You've got Coinbase, which is down 4%. Holding 210 will be great for Coinbase. And we've got DX, this is just my worst ever stock, DXYZ. Does anyone have any update? What happened? It seems to be delisted, or you can't buy on Robinhood, you can only sell. And it's at $14. So something's obviously gone wrong with Destiny Tech 100. And my biggest loser was Hood. down 4.3%, but remember we got some good entries in hood at the very bottom around the $10 mark, and again as a re-entry around $16 very recently. Let's have a look at your comments. Let's see if everyone's awake. Smash that like button if you're here, and let's have a quick look at what everyone's saying in the comment section. Let's have a look. Okay, James was here first. Thank you, James. Congratulations on being a moderator. It's very well deserved. Make sure you keep everyone in check. Followed by Mike Suit. Mike knows what he does. We just need to. Mike is the head of the moderators, so we learn from him. Vaz is here. Very nice to see you, Vaz. Development Alert is here. My favorite charity, Development Alert Uganda. Zach runs it. So come welcome in, Zach. I've popped a few updates on FSRN in stock news. Amazing. Let's see if I can bring that up now, because we can do a video on FSRN as well. Let's see. I also have a video to do, or analysis to do for Root Network for, if Stacey comes in, we'll do her review as well. She asked for it last week, but unfortunately I wasn't here. Let's see, where did he put that? Was it Vaz? Where did he put it? Vaz, was it? Oh, no, yeah, in stock news. Okay, YouTube stock news. Where's stock news? I'm just bringing up Vaz's inside Henrik Fister's startup meeting where the CEO announced more. Oh, amazing, Vaz. Yes, we'll have a look at that and maybe even make a video. So thank you for that. I have got that pulled up now. Mike is here. Mike Koza. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Welcome in, Mike. Craig is here. FFIE found last week about 400 million shares somewhere under the carpet. Maybe they'll find more next week as well. Interesting. What software do you use for your stocks? August, I use TradingView. If you become a member, I can give you a link that I think gives you a free couple months. Don't quote me on that, but it's something like that. Hey Vaz says, Craig. Yes, it's loud, says Development Alert. Yes, I did turn it down for you. Craig says, hi Zach. Can you do an LPA analysis? Rashari Burley, unfortunately, that's reserved for members of this channel. Sometimes I can't even get through all the members questions, so unfortunately there's no way I can do requests for people that aren't members. If you do become a member, I'll 100% do that for you though in today's show. Raman requested Pfizer, but he's barred now. Oh, thank you, Vaz. We can allow that. Sorry. Can you do silver analysis? Yes, let me get silver up, and that's the next thing we'll do, silver. Where was I? Good evening, Craig. Development Alert says James 007. Vaz says James. Good evening, James 007. Good evening, James, mate. Just got the kettle on. Good work, Craig. Got a box of masala chai tea for a change. When I was shopping, James, it's quite nice. Masala chai tea, interesting, Craig. That sounds nice, Craig. I would like to try some of that masala chai tea. Never tried it before. Neither have I. I've never actually heard of it before. There's a few more on FSRN, and yes, I did see Vaz. My favorite day of the week, says David. Oh, David, that's very kind. David Hensley is in the show. Thank you for coming in. James 007 says, Sensei, did you have a nice stay in your hotel the other day? Did you say your room got upgraded? Yes, it was very nice. Thank you very much. We were staying in London for a couple of days, so I thought use some points and as I think Martyn was mentioning about credit cards, he doesn't do it for the points, he does it for the protection. I somewhat do it for the points, obviously pay it off at the end of the month, but had some points and used it, and somehow also got an upgrade to the suite, which was very, very nice. Vaz says scroll up. Vaz, if you can explain that. Do you mean on Discord? I have seen all the posts you put on Discord. What's up, Martyn Crew, says the Bottle Flip Clip. Hello. Bottle Flip Kid. Please look at Liliam, I assume that is. Shorts toast Martyn crew with the shorters. Unfortunately, we're not with the shorters. Even if I was going to short it, I would have no impact on the stock because I wouldn't put in millions of dollars worth of shorts. So um, I'm not with the shorters. I'm not with the longers. I'm just giving my own thoughts. Let's have a look at silver first, and then we can have a look at Lilium for Rallo 1. So silver, interesting. Yes, it is actually back above $30, which is nice. Oh, here we go. Martyn's just put in the link to become a member. Um, there was a few people. I don't know. The bottle flip kid. Do you want to become a member? If you do, please. There's lots of perks, and you can understand why we're not shorters, and you can understand a bit more about investing. There was someone else though who wanted to give a request. So it was Brian. Brian, if you want to become a member, I can do a request for you. August, if you want those links and also request, the members link is now in the chat. And Rashuri Burley, when you ask for the LPA analysis, please do become a member and I can do that for you as well. If you have just tuned in, please do hit the like button. We're going to be doing your requests, so leave them in the comments. I've got a couple of requests already. Then I'm going to do FSRN news, and then I'm going to get some more requests. And we also have a poll in the comment section, green or red week. I'm going to go for red. So leave your suggestions in that poll as well. Need a month trial. There is sometimes people come on and give memberships for free. However, you won't get all the perks and benefits because you need to make sure you use your own credit card or debit card so we can verify you are a real, genuine person. We don't want any bots or scammers in the membership or in the Discord. We purchased our favourite stock, Fisker, thought we would be richer, but then Marcus B and Powell Muskie E, they sent the stock to a whisker. Brian, I absolutely love it. I got a credit card this week, also time to start credit building. Nice, Craig. What did you go for? What's your credit card? You're in the UK, right? Unfortunately, in the US, literally everyone has credit cards, 3% cash back, 5% cash back, thousands of points. In the UK, you'll be lucky to get 1% cash back. I don't think any card in the UK offers 1% cash back. It's a completely different game in the United States. In the UK, we'll be lucky. We'll be lucky to get 1%. I don't think there is actually a single credit card in the UK that gives you 1%. Aside from welcome bonus or anything like that. Give me a free trial, I'll buy a sweatshirt. I wish I could. There is no way for me to give you a free trial. It's just that YouTube won't allow that, and there's no option for me to do it. Anyway, let's get back to the silver analysis. So silver back above $30. That is quite key because $30 is where we couldn't get above in 2021. So you can see over here the two highs were about. The first high was in 3rd of August, about $29, and then in 1st of February 2021, we touched $30 and we came straight back down. We're actually back above $30 and we're testing the area of resistance, which was that $30 as support. So this week will be quite important for silver. Holding that $30 is quite key. Of course, it's not a make or break. Many times stocks have broken resistance, which it has already, and come back down. And it doesn't mean the trend is broken. There's a few trends. One is support. You get above support, you want to hold it as support. That's the most bullish case. There's a second case which doesn't mean everything's over. It comes down to maybe levels where the moving averages are. Something like this, and then it puts in a higher low, more people are holding it, and then it can come back and get above resistance. It might look something like this. Just as an example, this can be carried forward to any other stock. It might look something like this, and then make a new high. That's perfectly normal. Right now, we're holding $30, which is good to see, but it's perfectly normal for that to happen. And also, another case would be if there's no moving averages there. If you have an uptrend like this, the stock can come back and put a higher low at maybe $28.50, and the trend is still good. But right now, it's still above $30.40, so still above that $30 resistance. Can it turn it into support? Remember, when it's below it here, you can see it was resistance. It touched it and it came all the way back down. Now it's above it. David, I'll super chat, but I'll explain something in a second. It's come up resistance. Remember, this red bar is resistance. It's tested the resistance, and the resistance held. The resistance is still resistance because it didn't get above it, and it acted as resistance. The stock came up. Now it's back above resistance. If it comes down and hits the resistance and it holds above the resistance, that resistance is no longer resistance and it's acting as support. So whenever you go back above resistance and you come back down to that previous resistance, if it holds it, that turns it into support, and that's why you want to hold it. That's why you want to come back and test it. So you've confirmed that the resistance is now support. So yes, in terms of silver, it's still above that resistance. It's trying to turn it into support, and that's why this week is key. If it goes back up this week, this resistance is now support, which would be the most bullish case. And what happens if that does occur? Then you start looking at different areas to take profits. One would be you start looking at previous highs. Remember, we haven't seen price above $30 since about January of 2013. So there will be areas of resistance. The next level would be $35, in my opinion, or it could even be just below $34.50, 37 cents, 44. Sorry, not 37, $37, $44. And then again, all-time highs for silver, which is the main target, would be about just under $50. And what do all these resistance means? Nothing if you're a long-term holder. It just means if you're holding a lot from maybe COVID times, $11. These are areas you might be wanting to ladder out, limit orders to be selling at these levels. Remember, I'm not giving financial advice, I'm just giving what my opinions are. So these areas here, these resistance levels, would be areas to ladder out the stock or the precious metal. If you're a trader, that might be areas of you take profit. If you're a short trader, that might be areas of entry. So those are what these horizontal resistance lines are that I've just drawn in from previous price action back in 2011 and 2012. But for us as long-term holders, or for me as a long-term holder, I look at these resistance levels and just take note that there will be maybe pullbacks at these areas, and I can dollar cost average afterwards when it comes back and tests support. And I just want to see these resistance level one by one being taken out, turned into support, one by one taken out. And we are on a nice uptrend on silver. So over the next few years, months, I do think that these areas will be taken out, and we start putting in maybe an all-time high for silver. I am bullish on precious metal. And sorry, let me just see why that super chat hasn't come through. Have I turned something off? That should have come through. 1 second. It's taking too long for that to come through. I'm just checking the settings. What was it called? It's an overlay. Overlay. Screen share. No. Sorry, bear with me. I'm just trying to figure out why that super chat that David gave isn't coming through as a notification, as a sound. No, it's not under. Oh, here we go. That was turned off. Unfortunately, sorry, it was actually turned off. I've understood why it hasn't come through. Maybe Martyn can play that again if he's at his studio. If not, I'll read it out just after this analysis. Yeah, it should be on now. Sorry about that, David. Normally all the super chat. Oh, we go.
David Hensley donated $5 through a super chat. Sensei, this is for 5 membership of your choosing.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Martyn, for playing that again. Yeah, so just as a quick note, unfortunately, there's no way I can give memberships. I can't choose I can't choose who to give memberships to, and at the same time, 5 memberships, if I wanted to buy myself, is about £15, and it doesn't actually, it won't work, because even if you donate $15, then money goes to taxes, money goes to this, that, and YouTube take a cut. So I wouldn't even be able to give 5 memberships. So there's no way I can give memberships away, David. But thank you for the donation to the stream. Yes, Martin, I did see you play it again. Thank you for that. Yes, David, we sorted that out. Sorry. So yeah, with silver, I am bullish on it. There's another thing we can look at, which is the Fibonacci retracement. You take it from high to low, the highs of 2020 to the lows of 2022, and then you can start looking at targets. The main target seems to be in this area. The 1618 is about $38, so that's what I'm targeting. I am quite bullish on silver. It has gone on quite a nice run, so it might have a pullback, but the pullback may be $27.30. $27.30. We might come down there. However, for me, just stacking, best way to buy silver would probably be physical coins, in my opinion. Let's go on to the next one. I think it was Liliam. Yep. Lilium, we've already got some chart analysis from before. Yeah, it's coming. It came into a the chart. What's it called? The chart pattern came to a conclusion very recently. We're expecting some volatile price movement. It did have a fake out. It went up and came back into the pattern. And however, there is one more week left of the pattern for it to really decide whether it wants to get to 57 cents or back to $1. And the target we have on the real bullish case scenario is about $1.86. So we're in the middle of no man's land. We're still in the pattern. There is no real indication of where the stock goes. It's just going to be a volatile week for Lilium, in my opinion. A couple of volatile weeks coming up for Lilium. So have your limit orders set up. Again, not financial advice. Limit orders to buy at about 57 cents. Limit orders to sell around $1.40 and $1.86, and maybe even $1.09, depending on where your buys were. But middle of no man's land, all I can say, it's likely going to be a volatile 2 weeks. So do your risk management, as it looks like it's going to be volatile. Let's go back to your questions. 29 people watching, 20 likes. You know what we like to do on the Sunday show. We like to... It's covering my face. Martin's going to be, why is the like button covering your face? Let's see if we can fix that. Let's move it to the middle. Smash the like button, because what we like to do on the Sunday show is have more likes than people watching, and right now there's 29 people watching and 21 likes. We don't want to break the tradition of having more likes than people watching, so let's keep that up. What's up, Martin? Thanks for the links. Yes, just Capital One. Capital One was my first one as well, actually, Craig. Terrible credit card. No benefits, no points. However, the best one to get started on, in my opinion. They do increase a credit limit quite quickly as well. I think one of my friends, terrible to start with, 250, £500 credit limit, and now it's a few thousand, and that's good for a starter credit card. I mean, Amex gives you lots of credit limit, but Capital One and lots of other credit cards don't tend to. Of course, it depends on your income as well. Tell me how you like AKBA. I just can't. I don't have time to look at non-members' requests. It's not me being disrespectful. I just can't do that. UK cashback is usually 0.5%, and it's got a cap on it as well. What credit card even gives you 0.5% though, Vaz? I don't. 0.5% is pretty good for a cashback amount in the UK, but what card gives you 0.5%? Yeah, I mean, maybe. I mean, I think with American Express, the points give you just under 1%, I think, if I remember correctly, but that's not as cashback, that's as points, so it doesn't really count. What do you know of a credit card that gives you 0.5% cashback? Give your crew a good one, AKB. I can't look at that stock. Craig, does Capital One do cashback? I don't think it does, Laz. I like GPS to break all-time highs. Bottle flip clear. I love all your suggestions, but I can't look at it. But feel free to let everyone know in the comments. Awesome, David. Not sure, Vaz. Have a look in the app. Just got it for credit. Really. Yeah, sensible, Craig. I mean, the points and cashback, really, it doesn't really make a difference. No worries, Sensei. My first time super chatting memberships always did the automatic before. My first time super chatting. If you want to super chat memberships, let me show you what you do. You press this button here. You go on membership gifting, and then you can buy it that way. And then you can gift memberships that way instead of doing a super chat. I smashed the like button for you. Thank you. The bottle foot cleared. Steve Wally, quick look at LLAP. Let's have a look. LLAP. LLAP. Terran Orbital Corporation. Was it the bottle flip kid says, "Wow, won't take a look at my recommendations." I would love to. If I was here for hours and hours, and there was no more members request, I would. But because this channel is focused on members, and I just don't want to do a disservice to my members, so or Martyn's members are members, so I can't take a look at it. If we have time, I will come back to it, but it's not out of any disrespect. Capital One is designed as a credit score builder. It's used by people who have been who have bad credit or bankrupt. Yeah, or as a starter, people that just haven't built credit yet, because I don't think you start out with bad credit. You just start out without really any credit history, which does result in a lower credit score, but not as low as a credit score as someone who's got lots of debt. So your starting credit score might be 300, 400, whereas someone with really bad credit score would credit history would be about 100 or 200 or 50 or whatever the low side is. So it's not just it's a good credit builder, I think we're trying to say. James W7, what is the mission this week? It's built to exercise discipline. When this is proved, you can upgrade to a card with better points and bonuses. Yes. What is your prediction for SBC with the earnings coming up? We'll do a video on SBC, actually. We'll do that after we look at LLAP. Remember, it's not about how much money you have. It's about the discipline demonstrating a risk, of course. And once you have lots of money, once you're a millionaire, the credit score really doesn't matter, because you don't want to be borrowing money anyway. As the Dave Ramsey says, is that the guy, the US financial advisor? Cash, only buying cash. The only thing you should ever get debt is a mortgage. So yeah, Sensei, you were missed, says Matthew. Thank you very much, Matthew. Thank you for tuning in. Okay, LLAP. Let's have a quick look at it. So it's on a terrible downtrend ever since IPO. Market cap of 185, so it's not a tiny company. It seems to have just had its earnings, which didn't look to go too well. Wow, it had a really bad earnings recently. Let's have a look at it on Alpha Spread as well. Where is Alpha Spread gone? Remember, Alpha Spread is what we use for our fundamental analysis. Martyn has a really good deal with Alpha Spread, and the links are in the chat and also in the description. LLAP, let's have a look. Wow, so when it says this at the top of Alpha Spread, it is basically a warning because they don't have too much information on it. However, if you look at the intrinsic value, in the base case it's saying it's about $9, the worst case it's saying $4, and the best case is about $13. What might be more useful to look at is the revenue, which seems to be increasing. Operating income's not looking good. Net income is really not looking good either. The revenue, 135 million, is not brilliant when you have all of this expense. Financing cash flow 54, assets and liabilities looking horrendous. Martyn would look at that and say, he would pull a face and say, "Wow, that does not look good." Assets 192, liabilities 400, and then he would look at the long-term debt and see it's 180 million. Half of the debt is long-term. It's not good from a fundamental perspective. Martyn's much better at analyzing these, but those are my key takeaways. The profitability score is about 42. Solvency is also not brilliant at 37, but we have seen worse scores on them before. Wall Street targets is what I wanted to have a look at. $1, $3.74, and $7.55. So lots of debt, but again, debt really matters. It does matter a lot, but how they use it. Long-term debt's not looking good. Wall Street targets, however, do look quite good. So Wall Street are saying upside on LLAP. So let's have a look at the charts now. The charts are showing that there is higher lows right now. More people are holding, more market participants, more money is going into the stock. So that's looking good. As long as you hold this trend up, remember you're sort of at the lowest you can be to hold this trend to the upside. So you want to be careful. About 87 cents is the lowest you can go for this trend to uphold. So you're at the bottom of the range there. And then you've been in quite a steep downtrend, so there's not too much you can really say about this. Yeah, it looks like you're consolidating. I wouldn't say you're accumulating because you don't have those capitulation and then double bottoms. So it could just be an area where it's sideways action and then another moved to the downside. So if you're looking to buy into the stock, you might have your buy level set up at 60 cents. Your first buy is around the price you are right now, and then your sell level around $1.42. But yeah, it's not the best technicals I've seen, and it's not the best fundamentals I've seen on this stock either. But again, I don't have all the news about the stock, so I can't give you financial advice or a whole educated guess either. But yeah, as a chart perspective, you're around the first buy zone. Your next buy zone will be that all-time low, going in for a double bottom, and then it can lead to accumulation. And if it does have buy orders set up at $88 for lots of people, then the price can be pushed up to its moving average around $1.08, and then your next sell level will be around $1.44. Your next sell level will be around $1.74. And let me know. Have a look. Have your own thoughts. And next Sunday, ask me to review it again, and then we can see if there's any more data we can go off and give you some more information. Let's quickly have a look at it on the 4-hour time frame as well. Yeah, the 4-hour, nothing special either. Those moving averages are acting as resistance just above around 108. Let's have a look at SPCE and make a video about it. And then also Nicola, I'd like to have a look at after as well. Let's have a quick look at your comments before we start. No, you didn't miss FSRN. We're actually going to have a look at it. 3 videos I want to do: SPC, Nicola, FSRN. So we'll do those before I take any more requests. Bad credit score is what I meant by low score. That is seen by credit bureaus. Okay, yes, thank you, Martyn. Interesting. Thanks, Martyn. If take out multiple credit cards and buy something on each and pay it off, it will build credit score faster. Yes and no. Yes, because it shows that you have more. The good thing about having multiple credit cards is that the amount you can borrow is higher, and if you show discipline on more money you can borrow, it's what they do to increase your credit score. So let's say you only have 1 card and your credit limit's 1,000. If you have 3 cards, your total credit limit is about 5,000. So it shows that they can give you more money and you're not going to go crazy and go and go into debt, or not pay off and go into interest. So it's good in that sense. However, if you open more than 3 credit accounts within 2 years, I think it is something like that, it flags up as too many credit accounts opened up, and that could not only be credit cards but loans and stuff like that. So you have to be careful about how many you open up. But if you open like 1 a year, you're fine, and it does actually help. But then you also don't want to fall down the trap of trying to increase your credit score and then thinking you have all this money you can spend. I know lots of people that have opened up credit cards and their spending has increased 2, 3, 4-fold. So don't fall down that trap. And also, I've just seen Martyn's comment come up. And yes, the other good thing is if you have multiple credit cards, you don't want to. It's better because you're probably spending more than £250 a month if that's what Capital One's giving you, or £500 a month. So you want to keep that the spending percentage of that low. So if you have multiple credit cards, it'll be fine because you use 20% of each. However, if you have one, then you don't want to go over 20%, 30%. You really don't want to get above 50%. If you have 100 credit cards, it looks irresponsible. Martyn says, yes, of course. But at the same time, if you have 5 credit cards, if you have 5, it's fine. If you have 6, it's fine. If you have more than 6, it doesn't look great. But if you have 5, I think it's really about how much you utilize it and you don't go overboard, and you don't end up paying interest on it, and you don't utilize it too much. So that's my thoughts anyway. Got to pay it all off monthly, Matthew. You don't want to get charged extra, exactly, and you don't want to not pay it off. What's worse than getting charged interest is forgetting the day to pay it. So have the direct debit set up. If you forget to pay it, it's a black mark on your credit score, and you've basically defaulted. So it's not good at all. That would mess it all up. That will go back to square one and even worse. Good evening, Matthew. I can't tell you my mission this week. It's top secret. James, shaken not stirred, right? Did I miss FSRN? No, you haven't. I like my tea stirred, not shaken. Thanks, didn't say, says Steve. Steve, was yours? Did you suggest? Did I miss it? Steve. Did I cover your? Oh yeah, LLAP was you. Yeah, we did cover it. No worries at all. James, milk and one is perfect, says James. Finally, someone educating on how credit works in this country. Thank you, Martyn Sensei. No worries, Vaz. The banks take credit cards as already taken credit, even if you have a zero balance. The banks take credit cards as already taken credit, even if you have zero balance. I don't know what you quite mean by that. They take into account that you have it, as in they know you have access to it. It's all about looking like you don't need credit, but knowing how to manage your expenses without having to use credit. Exactly. That's a great way to summarize it. I was struggling to find any guidance, just generic advisory and phrases. No worries, Vaz. Again, not a financial advisor here. This is just my experience because I have spent a few years looking into credit cards. At the end of the day, you are trying to demonstrate a good financial acumen. Yes. SMX security. Ahmed, if you become a member, I'll have a look at that for you straight away. It's better to have one and spend £10, but always pay it off every month. Interesting take. I'll give you my thought on that 1 second. Thank you. Yes, not planning a shopping spree, just spend small amount on each and have a direct debit set up to cover it. Perfect way to do it. Direct debit's always the way to go. Have a great day, says the Bottlefoot Kid. Thank you very much for tuning in, and hopefully you become a member soon. Shows you are low risk. That's the goal. So, in my research and thoughts, just on the comment of it's better to have one and spend $10 but always pay it off, it's nice to, I think it's better to have one. Let's say you have one and you have a credit limit of 10k. I think it's better to spend 2k. Well, if you do actually spend 2,000 anyway, to spend 2,000 and pay it off at the end of the month, and instead of spending £10 on a 10k credit limit card and pay that off, because it shows that you're utilizing credit, quite a significant amount of credit, and paying it off. Do they actually look at that? I think so, because then they start increasing your credit limit. And if you're only spending $10, it's not really, probably won't be popping up that much. So it depends. And you want to build your credit limit along with your credit score. So yeah, I think that, I'm not sure. GPS and SMX security stock prediction analysis. Ahmed, if you become a member, I'll have a look at that for you. Thank me later. Bottlefoot good. Okay, thank you. Can't be a member, sorry, bye. Okay, thank you, Ahmed, for tuning in. We'll just make one purchase a month on it in that case, and use a normal card after that thing. The banks don't like it when you don't use them. Why? The banks don't like it because if you end up using it, you're more likely to spend too much and end up paying interest on it. So that's why they don't like when you don't use it. When you have one but don't use it, yeah, they will shut it. They'll shut you down because they're like, we're not making any money from you. It's easy with patience and discipline to get a maximum score. I've achieved in Europe, US, and there's other things. It is quite easy as well, especially if you're. I mean, for some people, it might be hard with their circumstances. Sorry, let me censor that. With their circumstances, maybe they're in a cycle of debt, and it's hard for them to get off because they think it's free money, and then you've got all those problems, and you might be off your income, or you might have lost your job. So don't want to speak for everyone, but if you have a steady income and you've been using a debit card just fine and you don't have debt, going onto a credit card is very easy to build your score, because you just do the same amount of spending or less, pay it off at the end of the month, and score goes up, 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 up. And I think my credit score is 800, 850 at one point. It comes up and down because of how much utilization I use of my credit card. Like registered for council tax, actually maybe it's around, I think it dropped below 800. I'm not sure. It's very volatile for me slightly over the last few months. But that's considered, I think anything above 700 is pretty good. Like registered for council tax, a permanent address. It's easy with patience and discipline to get maximum credit score. I have achieved in Europe. There's other things to consider, like registered for council tax, a permanent address, paying bills with bank transfers, not falling behind and chasing. Exactly. So the other things they look at is, I think bankruptcy is one of them. Have you been bankrupt or within a certain amount of years? Another thing they look at is how long have you been at a address. So the longer you've been at a single address, the better. They look at court cases, I think, is one of them. Convictions. I think they also look at. They don't look at employment, I don't think. One other thing they look at, which is important. If you've registered to vote as well. Paying bills with bank transfer, not behind and chasing. Paying bills with bank transfer, not behind and chasing. Yes. Hit the like button, says James. Yes, we've got 28 likes and 31 watching. We always like to get more likes than how many are watching, so please let's make that happen. Let's not lose our streak. It has nothing to do with income. You can all achieve this. Yes, of course. Everyone can, but remember, unless someone's, let's say, let's say you've lost your job, you have no money, you're trying to feed your family, and you have a credit card, you're probably going to start using your credit card. Let's say there might be a scenario like this for someone out there, but for most people, I completely agree. But let's say you've lost your job, you're trying to feed your kids, you're going to, if you have access to a credit card, you're going to use it, and obviously that's not going to be good for your credit score because you won't be able to pay it back. Which is probably not the case for a lot of people here. I've had my American Express Gold Card since 1985. My limit to spend has been stuck on 100k for a long time, probably because I rarely use the card, only have one other card. I read Steve Money. I think you're going to be fine with 100k's spending limit. credit limit. That is amazing. Since 1985, do you get any additional rewards for being a member that long? Because whenever I call them up, they say, thanks for being a member for 5 years, 4 years. I don't know what it is, but what do they say to you? Thank you for being a member for 25 or 35 years. Do you get any special benefits? And are you in the US or UK? Because the gold cards, everything about American Express is different in the UK. Bankruptcy only 1 year, then after that you are discharged. This does not last forever. Thank you for that information. Thanks both on this advisory, this education. No one teaches us. Yes, I wish they'd teach us at schools, university was just out there. But there's a lot of information from the US, just not so much on the UK. Which actually brings me on to something else for people watching. There's a lot of members in. There was something I wanted to mention. Actually, I'll mention it another time. Let's have a look at the next comment. Thanks both from this environment. No worries. Had the other car for 20 years, paid it off every month, about 820 credit score. Steve, are you in the UK or US? I'd like to know. Stacey Bailey is here. Thank you, Stacey, for tuning in. I was waiting for you to come in so we can do your route network analysis as well. I have 2 videos to make. Actually, let's do your route analysis first. You have been waiting for a long time. So I saw you sent something on Discord. So let me pull that up. TheRouteNetwork.com. Stacey, just to let you know, I'm not. I know quite a bit about crypto, but where the name Sensei Crypto comes from and why I talk about crypto a lot is because of sentiment and market sentiment and trading and being in crypto since 2016, 2017, and also the success of 2020. Okay, I'll read that in a second, David. So when it comes onto the blockchain, the root network, the different blockchains and their and what they do and what they don't do, I'm not actually an expert, let's say. I look at charts, I look at sentiment, I look at halvening cycles, but when it comes to deep dives on different blockchains, for example, I don't want you to get the wrong idea and think I've got amazing insights to it. I might not. So I'm just going to give you what I think face value from it. But I think what research you'll do if you're quite passionate about the root network, what research you're going to do in your free time is probably going to be better than what research I'll do in this limited time, and also my thoughts on it. So I just don't want you to get the wrong idea of if you think I'm a guru on the blockchain or different networks. Just as a heads up. Not now, but when you get a start on crypto, will you give us your thoughts on when you think it'll starts to be a bull run? I promise I won't hold you to it either, David. That's what I like more. We'll have a look at that, of course. I'll just have a look at the root network for Stacey because she has super chatted a couple weeks ago. So I want to do that first, and then we'll get on to that question. That would be an interesting one. You can all you can call each 6 months and request an increase if it's less than 10%. Sorry, let me read this. I'm reading on a really small screen, so I'm just trying to read it. You can call each 6 months and request an increase if it's less than 10% with no hits on your score.
David Hensley donated $5 through a super chat. Not now. When you get start on crypto, will you give us your thoughts on when you think it'll start its bull run? I promise I won't hold you to it either.
Thank you, David. Thank you for that. There is no limit to how much this can help, but don't ask for credit you have no use for. Sensei, are you going to make some chart videos for this morning? I'm ready and on standby to do my Martyn, yeah, of course, thank you. I'm just replying to your comments. Everyone's comments, sorry. They said so yeah, on Martyn's point on that, but don't ask for credit you have no use for. There is a limit on how much this can help. Yes, so let's say you only spend 2k a month on the credit card and you're trying to get a limit of 50k, no use, because you want to be spending around 10 to 20% or no more than 20% of your limit anyway. So if you start having a 50k credit limit and you're spending 2k, it doesn't actually look that great either, or at least there won't be any benefit. Hi, lol, you know more than me, so no worries, I believe. Thank you, Stacey. Martyn, you need to make a video for the members on how credit works. Sorry, I was treating a minor head injury when we started. Looks like I should have been in a horror movie. Oh no, I'm fine, didn't bleed all way out, lol. Still working outside and fencing. Stacey, that is terrible news. So sorry about that. I'm glad you're okay. Farm girl rules. Well, hopefully you're all okay, and if you feel any lightheaded or anything, please just go inside and have a drink of water and maybe seek some medical attention. And Sensei, obviously. Thank you, Vaz. Okay, let's get into it. Let's do root network. We can always do this as a video as well. Let me quickly check if anyone's covering it. Network. Stacey, we know who's going to be more clever than me, AI, so we can also ask AI about it. It's an AI blockchain, is it? Let's do a video on it for you, Stacey, and let's also get ChatGPT involved in it as well. Let's see if ChatGPT can give us some thoughts on it as well. Let me set this up. I'll do it as a video as well. So the first video will be about root network, cryptocurrency, or root network. Let's see what it actually is. So Martyn, I don't know if you want to get started on a thumbnail or anything, but it'll probably be about the root network, and then the ticker symbol is root. It's probably going to have something about AI in it, and I'll be doing a full analysis on it. Okay, Stacey, you're going to get a whole video for yourself. So let's have a look at. Let me see if I can find out what the coin is. Is it root USDT? I think so. And then we want to ask ChatGPT as well about it, don't we? So let me see if I can get some questions ready for ChatGPT. If you give me 1 second, I'm trying to sort this out. Okay. I'm just setting up some questions that I want to cover. Sorry, Stacey, I want to do a good job for you. I want to do a good job for you, so let me. This will be interesting. Why is that not copied? Oh, here we go, another super chat.
Vaz donated £4.99 through a super chat. Would you do Asti, please? Earnings next week. And you might squeeze in VLD for me as every Sunday. Playful face.
Love it, I love it. Sorry, I'm just trying to set this up, but it doesn't seem to be cooperating with me. How do I do this? I'll put you over here. Why is this not working? Sorry, Stacey, I'm just trying to set up ChatGPT, but it's failing to log me in for some reason. Why is it doing this to me? How else could I do this? There's 53 people watching. We are going to be looking at your suggestions. I'm just trying to set up a video on the root network, and then we're going to be doing a analysis on. We can have another look at the chart for FFIE, and then we can also have a look at the chart for FSRN, and also some news someone has sent in to us on Discord. And also after that we will look at, we had another suggestion of ASTI, so we can have a look at ASTI and make a video about that. Just currently trying to set up for a video on, oh here we go, I've got it working. I have got it working, I think. Nearly there, Stacey, nearly there. Hopefully it'll be worth it for you. One more thing I need to do. Okay, I think we're about to get started on the video. Thank you for bearing with me. I've just had a slight technical difficulty with the software I use for this. Okay, let me just have a quick look. Okay, let's Roots Network it was called. Okay, I apologize about the wait on that, but we are ready to get started on it. So let me bring that across to here. Let me quickly read your comments before I get started. It's all good. It's all good. Home slice, all good. What do you think about this stock? I'm personally all in as of now. Oh, Young Ninja, I wouldn't be all into any stock, to be honest. If you want to become a member, I can have a look at that for you. Hello, everyone, says Christopher. Hello, and welcome into the stream. I never thought to ask ChatGPT. I love ChatGPT, as do I. I think it is something that will become very useful and is already quite useful in a range of topics. So. Let me see if I've set it up in the right way. Let me get that centered. Okay. So this is the root network. Let me quickly see what the coin is called. They'll have the coin here. Tell me the price of the coin currently. Stacey, is this the price of the coin you see? Oh, sorry. Is this the price of the coin you see? Is this the right coin I'm looking at? It's about 4 cents, 5 cents. The root USDT. Are we looking at the same coin? Root USDT. I assume it is. It's about 5 cents the coin right now. Is that? I assume it is. So I'm going to. If I'm looking at the wrong thing, just let me know. and we can start again. But I think I am looking at the right thing here. And then this is the website you've sent me in, so we can always get started on this video. It is 10 o'clock, but don't worry. We'll be streaming for longer. What I'm going to do is do a I'll be doing a video on FSRN, so I'm going to write it out. I'm going to do a video on FSR. We're going to do a video on FSR. We're going to do a video. What was the other one I wanted to do? Nicola. So we will be doing an extended show. But let's start off with this. Yes, that's the native coin to the blockchain. Look at you, Stacey, using all these words. Native coin to the blockchain. How's the investing strategy going to look like in 10 years? Will it all be driven by AI? Probably. Yeah, let's get started. Let me take a note of the time. 1:06. Okay. Oh. Breaking news here on Martyn Lucas Investor. We are looking at a new coin and a new blockchain. It's called the Root Network. It has been trading for a few months now, and it's time to do a deep dive on it. We're going to be looking at the fundamentals. We're going to be asking AI about this coin and where the potential is and what's very unique about this blockchain. And we're also going to be doing a technical chart analysis of this coin. So we're looking at the technicals, where I think it's going in this bull run. Does it have an 100x potential like a lot of people are saying? So please do stick around until the end when we start looking at the charts. And we also look at where it's going to go this bull run. So let's get straight into it. This is the website of the Root Network currently. And let's read through it. More than just a blockchain, the Root Network enables seamless user experience and an asset interoperability across the open metaverse. So it seems to be a metaverse AI token at the moment. Let's carry on reading. Core protocols, UX protocols, metaverse protocols. Built safe, simple, and secure open metaverse applications, a critical foundation responsible for maintaining the integrity of the ledger, validating transactions, and executing the magic of smart contracts. Our layer 1 blockchain is designed to deliver a seamless experience for a metaverse application. Interesting, it's a layer 1 blockchain. It has all these on this website. We'll continue. I think what's more important is looking at the price action, but it's also important to look at the fundamentals, which is what we're looking at now. So the Root Network is a modular development toolkit prioritizing scalability, secure, and interconnected experiences, where anything can be connected to anything. There's the white paper there. So this is the website for the Root Network. Remember, when I look at coins, I've been part of the 2017 bull run, the 2020 bull run, and hopefully the upcoming bull run that we see right now. It's important to see what the fundamentals of a token are and what's behind the blockchain. However, what's sometimes more important is to see sentiment, the market sentiment, people's sentiment, how much money people have currently, what sort of coin they want to be investing into, and that can all happen in a glimpse of an eye. Remember, a lot of people, retail investors, are what pushes the price up of these smaller market cap coins, and what they want to see is instant. They do research. A lot of people do research for about 1 minute and then decide to invest into a token. So what they see initially is what's important, and that's why it's important to see what the website design is, what the price action is, if the metaverse and AI are trending topics right now, and then you start looking at the longevity. How does the blockchain network actually work? Because once people are invested, then they start looking at doing their research and seeing if they want to buy more and hold and increase their positions. And then the secondary investment happens where they start looking at the blockchain network. So it's this whole idea of people coming into cryptocurrency first because of the hype and then adding to their position. So you want to make sure the token you're investing in has that nice initial hype where people want to be buying it, and there'll be a lot of FOMO, and people see those initial reactions to looking at the website and the coin, seeing if it's approved, if I give it the thumbs up on that. And then the next thing to give it the thumbs up on is it actually useful? Is it actually solving a problem? Does it seem like it's not a scam? Is it here to stay? Who's behind the token? And those are the questions I'm going to be asking my AI model to give us the analysis on. Again, remember, anything I give is not financial advice. I don't give financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I can't give you any buy indication. So anything I say is from my own experience. So initially, looking at the website, it does look a little bit childish. My first reaction to it, it doesn't scream out professionalism, but it does. It's not the worst website I've seen. You go onto the root token. Let's see what the token's actually about. Sometimes it's very important for the token to actually do something. Why does it need a token? Let's see why it does. The token powering interoperability. I need to learn how to say that. Interoperability in the open metaverse, from network security to engaging in immersive experiences powered by Futureverse and beyond. Root empowers innovation. The Open Metaverse token Root powers the Root network. Okay, so that's what the coin does. A blockchain optimized for user experience and content interoperability, uniting communities and nourishing creativity, powering boundless digital experiences in the Open Metaverse. So quite a wide scope of things it can do. Can we narrow it down to exactly what this token and does? Revolutionary multi-token economy. The Root network utilizes a dual token system: Root for security and governance, and XRP for gas fees, ensuring optimal network efficiency and security. So this is how XRP is involved in this. XRP is one of my favorite tokens and one of the most underrated tokens on the market as a large market cap. And it's using XRP for the gas fees, which is very sensible. It's not Ethereum, it's not Bitcoin, which is very expensive. XRP's fees are very, very minimal. So that's good. So that gives a thumbs up on that side. Proof of stake. Root is essential for securing and operating the Root network's proof of stake protocol, node validators, and degator stake Root for fees. Incentivizing active participation and network integrity. Okay, proof of stake, I like that. The Vortex. All D apps running on the Root network and tokens used in core apps contribute to the Vortex network rewards. Vortex tokens are minted each cycle to reward participants. These can be redeemed anytime, releasing the underlying tokens in the Vortex to the holder. Interesting. I haven't seen many coins and networks do that before. We're going to get onto the price action and also onto AI. So if you are still with me on this video, please do hit the like button. I do appreciate you tuning in and taking interest in my analysis. So please do hit the like button and please subscribe if you haven't already. We are live every day. This is a Sunday. We're live Sunday. We take one day off. We're live every trading day. Martyn's live. The owner of this channel is live every single day, opening and closing bell every market trading day. I'm live on Sundays, and if there's any special events happening. So any questions, pop into the live chat or leave a question in the comment section below. Okay, so we've looked at this. There's obviously a staking element to this, so you can start staking here as well. The ecosystem, which is all the games and apps they have, which seems to be quite an extensive list, which is nice to see. And then the documents, developer documents. So I want to now start asking ChatGPT a little bit about this. We do have the chart here. And it looks to me at a buy zone, so I'll get onto the chart shortly, but let's first ask ChatGPT about this token and let's see if it can use its AI model to tell us a bit more. So let me ask it, please have a look at this blockchain and coin and do an analysis on this token and blockchain. Use all. I'm going to ask it to use all resources and this website as well as this website. The root network and root coin. I then have some questions for you. So I'm going to give it as prompt and then ask it some questions, some specific questions. So let's see what it initially says. The root network is a blockchain designed to support the open metaverse, integrating features such as, let me put you on the screen here so you can see it better. It uses a proof of stake consensus mechanism promoting efficiency and security. Root serves the network's native token used for staking and participating in network activities. The network also supports interoperability with other blockchains like Ethereum and XRPL, enhancing the usability of digital assets across different platforms. Do look at other websites to get more information. I have just seen it's only used the website I provided, so I'm going to ask it to do a full analysis. Then I'm going to ask it just a simple one. So now it's looked at 5 sites, and it's saying interoperability and compatibility, unique economic models, NFT integration, decentralized governance and security, support for metaverse applications, Root coin. As of now, Root is traded on multiple exchanges, including KuCoin and Uniswap. Interesting. The token has shown significant volatility common in the cryptocurrency market. Okay, now I want to ask you its main first question. How does the blockchain network work? So this is key to understand. I know the answer, but let's see what the AI model says. It's a layer 1 blockchain, meaning, so as I said earlier, this is a layer 1 blockchain, and it's interesting because it provides the foundational network infrastructure upon which decentralized applications, dApps, and digital assets can be built and operated. EVM compatibility. The network is compatible with Ethereum virtual machine, allowing it to run smart contracts and dApps. Initially designed for Ethereum, the interoperability ensures that developers can easily port their existing Ethereum projects to the network. So it's very, very easy as a cross-network and cross-blockchain model, which is good. Consensus mechanism, proof of stake. The network uses a nominated proof of stake consensus mechanism. In this system, validators are selected to produce blocks and validate transactions based on the amount of root tokens they and their nominators have staked. This process secures the network and ensures its integrity. Okay, that's good as well. I like proof of stake. Tokenomics and utility. Root token. Root is the native cryptocurrency of the Root network. It serves multiple purposes. Governance. Root holders can participate in the network's governance by voting on proposals and decisions that affect the network's development and policies. So remember, that means because you hold the token, you get a right to vote as well on any upcoming decisions, whether that's to issue more tokens or implement this into the token, anything, you get to have a vote. So staking. Validators and nominators stake root tokens in order to secure the network, just like Bitcoin. Remember, this is a layer 1 solution, and reward with additional root tokens for their participation. Transaction fees. Root can be used to pay transaction fees within the network. Any token gas system. The network allows gas fees to be paid with various approved tokens, not just Root, enhancing user flexibility. Okay, interesting. Key features and protocols. NFT runtime. NFTs are integrated directly into the network's core runtime, facilitating seamless management and interoperability of digital collectibles. This supports royalty enforcement and allows developers to build NFT applications without deploying separate smart contracts. Remember, the royalty element is basically every time the NFT sells, the original person that made the NFT has put into the code how much of the sale they want. So they can ask for 1%, 10%, 50%. Obviously, people ask for, the main creators ask for less than 5%. So every time it's sold, whenever it's sold, 100 years from now, they still get a cut because they've got the royalty enforcement. Asset Register, a tool for defining and managing digital assets to ensure compatibility across various applications in the open metaverse. This is good. Liquidity and collectible bridges. I want to get on to my next question: security and decentralized staking and rewards. So you can always pause this and have a look. Here's the summary. The Root network is designed to provide a robust infrastructure for the open metaverse, focused on user experience, interoperability, and security. My pronunciation is getting better every time I read that word. Let me ask it the next question I've got prepared for it, which is, what does this actually mean? What are the real life use cases and what are the use cases? So we've already covered NFTs, royalty enforcement. Remember, the network supports network-wide royalty enforcement, ensuring that creators can earn royalties from secondary sales of their digital assets. Gaming and virtual world, in-game currency. So Root is an in-game currency, serves as a primary in-game currency for various virtual worlds and games within the metaverse, such as Fluff World Game. Interactive mechanics. 20% of the Root tokens are allocated to support interactive in-game mechanics, encouraging user engagement and ecosystem growth with virtual environments. Decentralized finance, liquidity provision. So you can see this Root network is trying to be a proper blockchain that covers every single new aspect of Web3, and AI, metaverse, through gaming, NFTs, and now also decentralized finance. So deploying deployed smart contracts, facilitating decentralized trading in financial operations, cross-chain asset utilization. The network includes bridges for transferring assets between blockchains, enhancing liquidity and utility of assets across multiple platforms. So the reason I mentioned that it seems to be a whole blockchain covering a wide range of utilities such as NFTs, gaming, decentralized finance, data and identity management, decentralized governance, metaverse, AI, is because each of those terms is a buzzword. People, when the bull run comes in full force, which I believe it will sometime this year or mainly next year in 2025, those are all going to be keywords. They're all going to be part of waves. Remember, we have different waves. We have DeFi waves, we have meme coin waves, we have gaming waves, where all those tokens go up in value. Because this token and network cover all sorts of a range of ideas, they're all individual buzzwords. So it can catch on to every single one of those waves. So that's a big thumbs up from me, just from a market sentiment point of view. Let's carry on. Decentralized governance. Governance participant Root token holders can participate in the governance of the network. We already know that. That's good. Metaverse integration, asset register, AI-powered collectibles. The Root network includes protocols for AI-powered collectibles, allowing metaverse builders to create applications and experiences powered by AI agents that are ownable and tradable. Very interesting. Okay, that's good. Let me ask it the next question. Let's see if it can give me a prediction on price. Actually, before I get onto the price and the graph, let's ask it one more question, which is, who are the key players and influencers behind this coin? I need to know who is behind this. So you can never know if it's a scam or not. There's been many big rug pulls from coins that had billions of dollars invested. So we still won't know after reading this, but it gives us a better idea. Futureverse was a key significant figure. And this role was core developer. Founders of the Futureverse: Aaron McDonald, co-founder and influential figure in Web3 and blockchain technology. McDonald has been pivotal in driving Futureverse vision and integrating innovative technology into Root Network. Okay, so he seems to be accredited in the Web3 ecosystem. Shara Senderoff, co-founder with extensive experience in technology and media. Marco is also a co-founder, contributing in strategic development and technical advancements of the network, and Daniel is also a co-founder who has played a significant role in Futureverse operations. Strategic partnerships: Ripple XRP Ledger. The Root network is integrated with XRP Ledger, leveraging Ripple's expertise in cross-border payments and blockchain technology to enhance interoperability and asset transfer compatibilities. Fluff World, a prominent virtual world and an NFT project that utilizes Root Network and its game currency, highlighting the network's application in gaming and virtual environments. Advertising ecosystem: the Root Network has allocated 5% of its total supply to advisors who bring in significant expertise and resources into the network. These advisors are likely key figures in the blockchain. Community and governance participant: the Root token holders are part of it as well. Let's see if it can give me a price prediction for this token, and let's see if ChatGPT can do that. So if it has increased adoption and use cases, metaverse integration, cross-chain interoperability, technological advancements, let's see if it gives me a price. It doesn't seem let's see, potential price projections. It doesn't want to give me a price. If the Root network sees widespread adoption, how significant numbers of dApps, games, and digital content projects built on it, the demand for Root could surge, potentially pushing its price higher into the higher market cap tiers. Market conditions: assuming a favorable market condition for cryptocurrency with increasing interest in decentralized technologies and the metaverse, Root coin would experience substantial price appreciation. So remember, this is what it sees as the key sentiment and what the wave needs to be. It needs to be about decentralized technologies and the metaverse. So it seems to be quite a metaverse focused token and network. Let's see if we can get a price. I need a price prediction for the coin. Can it reach $10? Excuse my spelling, I'm severely dyslexic, unfortunately. For the Root coin to reach $10 from its current price, approximately of about 5 cents, it would need to increase by about 20,000%. This represents a substantial growth, and while it's not impossible in the volatile world of cryptocurrencies, it requires several favorable conditions: massive adoption, technological innovations, strategic partnerships, market conditions need to be favorable, so bull run. Conclusion: what I needed to get an answer: what percentage chance of it going to $10 in the next 5 years? I need an answer. Is it going to give it to me? High probability. So if high probability 20 to 30%. This scenario assumes exceptional performance across all key areas. Moderate probability 5 to 15%. This scenario assumes steady progress for moderate adoption, and low probability. This scenario reflects adverse market condition, limited adoption, and regulatory challenges. So if it does everything right, ChatGPT is saying 20 to 30% chance it can get to $10. Of course, I wouldn't take that as financial advice. And now let's get onto the chart analysis. So we've looked at the fundamentals. We've asked ChatGPT about it. To me, it's looking quite good. I like how it covers a whole range of problems, and it provides solutions to all those problems. And it works with XRP, which is good news. We're looking at Root Network token here on KuCoin, and each bar represents a day. The ICO was around 30, about less than a cent actually. And then, of course, it closed around 3 cents, which is the price we'll take from. So the opening price was about 3 cents. It went on a run all the way up to 13 cents. Remember this ICO last year in November, so not too long ago. The price action was to the upside. Now it's come back down. What's best to probably do is maybe take a Fibonacci and see. No, nothing on the Fibonacci. That's giving me too much indication. We have to take it from the high to the low. So this is the high level. The all-time high of this coin is about 13.5 cents in March of 2024. You take it to the low, and then you're looking at targets. If this is the double bottom, so there is a potential double bottom going on over here around that 4 cents level. If that was a double bottom and you're looking for higher growth, you're looking at the first resistance where this previous resistance was, the previous support was, and now resistance around that 6 cents. So 6 cents is the short-term target, and then your 786, which is a bit of a longer-term target, is about the 11 cents level. The support is where I've just drawn that rectangular box, and the next buy level is around there. And the ultimate steal of a price, which we'll probably never get, is down there. That's where the initial investors got in. I'd like to have a look at this token on, let me bring it up over here. Let's have a look at it on CoinMarketCap and see what the market cap of this token is. Let me type in root. So it's 649th. Let me bring it back. The market cap of the token is, let's have a look. Max supply is about 12 trillion, and the market cap is about 500 million. So it's below $1 billion. It is number, I would say what number it is as a token. It is a number, it normally says it here, root network. Number 649. So it's not even in the top 500, so it has plenty of room to grow. So it is a good time to be looking at this token. Yeah, so I would be buying it around 4 cents. My next buy level, which I'll put in, which we might get, so I'll be putting 50% of my cash in at around 4 cents, another 30% at around 3 cents, and I'll leave some just in case it does go lower. I'll be looking to take my first take profit at 6 cents, my next take profit at 11 cents, and I'll be holding the majority for the bull run, hoping to see a price of about 20 cents before I offload a fair amount of my bag. And if I did want to hold out for, if we do get a really nice bull market which takes Bitcoin up to about 300,000 and this coin continues to grow, I'll be looking at targets of around 45 cents to 40 cents. And of course I'll always be holding a bag to get it to $1, $10. But for me, I like to take my profits when I make a nice 10x, and a 10x from here would be around that 40 cent that 40 cents level. But for now, to me, it looks like a buy. Again, I'm not giving financial advice, but I like the idea of the token. It is not overbought right now. The RSI is looking fairly neutral, and the MACD is looking neutral. It's trying to bottom out, and I've got my buy zones in place for this network. So I give it the thumbs up. If you're still watching at the end, please do hit the like button. I'm going to put a video here that you might like to watch, and a playlist here that you might like to watch as well. And do let me know your thoughts in the comments. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. 1:33:13. Wow, that was quite a long review, but it was a full review of the root network for you, Stacey. I hope that's been helpful. It's hard to me to see the screen, no worries. You can always watch the video back later, Stacey, but I hope you heard that all. Nice to know my comment was moved, confirming it's true. Christopher, what comment was removed? There's no comments been removed today. Matthew, what do you mean? You can swing trade terrible if you look at the chart of it, buy it underneath. Okay, amazing. Let's go on to the next. Thank you very much, says Stacey. You're welcome, Stacey. It does look good. So good find from you, Stacey. But remember, crypto can be very, very volatile. Who knows? Can it be a rug pull situation? It doesn't look like it, but you can never know 100%. So keep the investments minimal. But it does look good. It does look good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Let's do FSR. FSR. Should we do Nicola first? Because that'll be easier. Because I don't have 50 news items that Vaz has sent in to deal with. Nicola chart and KLA. Let's get it up on alpha spread as well. Nicola's at all-time lows, isn't it? Well, get rid of this. That didn't work. Very tight risk. That's why we always have tight risk on the trades. Vaz says pleasure. No, I love it, Vaz. Thank you. This chair's uncomfortable, so I'm going to have to get a new chair to sit on because sitting for longer than an hour on this chair isn't comfortable. So we're going to have a look at Nicola, then FSR. We are doing an extended show. Let me give me 1 second. I'm just going to try and sort out this chair. Okay, let's get on to Nicola. We've got alpha spread over here. Should we ask ChatGPT a few things about Nicola? Why not? We enjoy doing that. Please have a stock analysis any news on it or anything to cover. Please have stock analysis on Nicola and news on it or anything to be aware of. What's your prediction for this stock? Is it what are chances of it going back? News of okay, so that's going to do that, and we can look at that later on in the video. Okay, let's do this. 139. Breaking news on Martyn Lucas Investor. We are going to be looking at Nicola, ticker symbol NKLA. We're going to have a look at a fundamental analysis, see what the fundamentals are. We're going to have a look at the charts. Where is it going next? It is making all-time lows. Will it go down lower? Can it go back to $1, or is the next target 40 cents? So I'll be showing you my charts on Nicola, as well as looking at the fundamentals. So let's get right into it. Let's start off with the charts. The charts right now, unfortunately, it's broken below its all-time low. The all-time low previously on June the 7th of 2023 was about just above that 50 cents level. And then as of more recently, May the 20th, we saw the price hit a low of just 51 cents, and then it made a lower low. The all-time low was created on Wednesday last week, on the 29th of May, at just below 50 cents. What happened since? It went back up. It's at an area of resistance right now, so it's going back to turn this support that used to be support previously at all-time low, and as recently as last week, where it did come to this level of about 53 cents and pop up about 20%. That was support, and now it's looking like it's turning into resistance. We are below that key level. What does that mean next? From a chart perspective, it does actually mean it's not looking too good. It does look like the next level would be that 40 cents level. And if we go back onto the weekly chart, you can see that the trend of this stock has just been to the downside. And we have covered this before. The value of this stock should be around $10 where the IPO price was. It went all the way up to nearly $100, and it had all these lower highs and lower lows, and the trend of this stock has just been to the downside. I'm going to cover some news in a moment of maybe some good news about Nicola, but the next level would be for me around that 41 cents level on the chart. If it does regain the 52 cents level, it does create a bullish approach for the stock where it can head back up to 60 cents. But right now, I need to take the information we have, and the information is we are below support, we are below resistance. The next area for me to be buying, if I did want to buy the stock, would be around 41 cents. If we look at alpha spread for a second here, which is an AI model, an AI that gives us all the intrinsic values and all the values of the company's earnings. You can see that it's still giving it in a base case, and in the base case, which means what is most likely to what the most likely intrinsic value is, or what the intrinsic value should be, is about $1.50, which is significantly higher than where we are right now. And then we have the worst case at around $1.20, and the best case at about $2. We scroll down and look at the revenue seems to be increasing, but however the main issues is that operating income at negative 640 billion. We then have assets of 1.2 billion, liabilities of 565, which is quite a nice ratio, so that's not looking too bad. However, the profitability score is not looking good. This company needs to start showing us that it can turn profitable for investors to be a bit more bullish about it. And here's Wall Street. Wall Street are saying it's valued about between 50 cents and about $3. This is probably quite an old estimate, and the 50 cents is probably where Wall Street are valuing this stock. Some insiders have been selling as well as buying, so that doesn't give us too much information. If we go back to here and look at the AI model, another AI model, and its take on Nicola, we can see, if you are still watching the video, please do hit the like button. If we do hit 100 likes in this video, I'll be giving away $100 to charity. So if we can try and get the likes up, that would be brilliant. So do hit that like button. Also, please do subscribe if you haven't already. Let's see what AI has said about this. Nicola stock. This is a stock analysis and outlook. Nicola Corporation, ticker symbol NKLA. An electric and hydrogen vehicle manufacturer, has experienced significant volatility and financial challenges recently. As the end of May 2024, Nicola's stock price is around 51 cents, reflecting a sharp decline. Nicola reported Q1 2024 revenue of 7.5 million, missing Wall Street expectations but showing a narrower than expected loss of 0.09 per share. The company faces substantial cash flow issues and concerns about its long-term persistence. Their net income for past year was a loss of nearly 966 million, with significant negative margins and returns on equity and assets. Future projections. Analysts have a mixed expectations for Nicola's future. The consensus 12-month price target ranges from $1 to $2, indicating potential upside but also significant risks. A recent bullish outlook from Bayard suggests that a $2 target driven by potential market expansion in the zero emissions trucking and Nicola's proprietary technology. Risks and challenges. Financial health. Persistent cash burn and the need for additional capital raise questions about Nicola's financial stability. The company's current and quick ratios are relatively healthy at 1.73 and 1.5 respectively, but the long-term sustainability is uncertain without profitability improvements. Market acceptance. Let's have the stock price behind. The market acceptance. Nicola's future heavily depends on the adoption of hydrogen fuel cell technology and their ability to scale and production and sales. So, of course, that's an integral part, and I don't think AIs quite understand that there will be market share enough for this company to get better financials on the share of the market that they can enter. So that's market acceptance isn't really a big issue. I mean, market acceptance is if this wants to be a Tesla of the industry, but right now it just needs to survive and get back above $1. So that's not too big of an issue. Recent developments. Here's some recent news. Product orders. Nicola recently secured another order for 100 hydrogen fuel cell electric trucks from AI lol, I'm saying that wrong, but AI low logistics, highlighting potential demand in the commercial sector. Infrastructure expansion. The company has been expanding its hydrogen refueling network with new stations in South Carolina, supporting their strategy of creating robust infrastructure for hydrogen vehicles. Remember, you need the infrastructure in place for there to be hydrogen vehicles. If you don't have hydrogen refueling stations, there is no point having the trucks. Remember, the whole issue about electric vehicles for a long time was there wasn't enough, and there still isn't, especially in the UK, in cities and other countries. Actually, it's worse in Asia, for example, not China, but in other parts of Asia and Europe. There's not enough electric vehicle charging stations. So people don't want to use electric vehicles. It's sort of a bigger problem with trucks because they need there's much fewer hydrogen refueling stations, and they obviously they can't just plug it into a house either. So there needs to be the infrastructure. Bankruptcy risk. While bankruptcy is a potential risk due to ongoing financial losses and cash flow concerns, analysts still see a possible recovery path driven by market opportunities and strategic initiatives. However, if the company cannot achieve significant revenue growth and manage its expenses, the risk remains elevated. So for me, it's Nicola's getting to that very sticky level. It's sort of the same with SBC. They're at levels where they need to turn around what they're doing. They need to start making more money. You need to start thinking about bankruptcy and analyzing is the risk too much to be holding the stock. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I can't give you any advice, any thoughts. I can't give you buy levels, sell levels. It's just all my opinion. But for me, it's getting to a point where I need to look at this company and say, is it going bankrupt or not? What are the risks of it going bankrupt? And what needs to happen now is the company needs to start showing that they're turning things around and that profitability is on the cards. And that they're managing their expenses well. The prediction from AI says, given the current financial status mixed with analyst forecasts and significant market and operational challenges, Nicola's stock remains a highly speculative investment. The company survival hinges on its ability to secure additional funding, successfully market its products and manage its operational costs. Investors should be cautious and consider risk when evaluating Nicola as a potential investment. I think that's perfectly summed up by the AI model. So that was my final analysis on it and the charts. If you have any questions, leave them down below. We'll leave you the Nicola playlist here and another video that might interest you up above. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. 1:49. Exactly 10 minutes long, that video. Okay, next one I wanted to do was we need to do, I want to do SBC as well, so FSR and SBC. So let's look at the news. Let me first look at your comments. Can you tell me if you see this? Sorry, Caden Youngquist is here. Hi Caden, how are you doing? Hi guys, bets on Nicola. Just covered Nicola. My Nicola better bet would be Rivian or Lucid, no? Yeah, but Nicola is not. Rivian and Lucid are electric vehicle companies. Nicola is about hydrogen, so it's sort of a different market. Nicola, check recent Norges Bank investment. Oh, thank you, William. I don't want any Nicola, but good luck to the investors. Okay, thank you, Christopher. Okay, let's look at FSR. I need to have a look at that news as well and see how to integrate that FSR. And yeah, it's very steady at that level, isn't it? Been live for about 2 hours. It might take a slight quick break, so let me just see. Then we can come back and make more videos. What should I do? What should I do? What should I do? Let's take a 5-minute break. Take a 5-minute break and then we'll be back. A lot of talking in this video, in this live stream, so I'm going to take a 5-minute break and we're going to do FSR and SBCE. Oh, Zach, thank you for that. We can use that as well. We're going to take a 5-minute break and then we can be back. Let me actually change the countdown. Okay. We're going to take a break and we'll be back shortly. Do we have any music we could put on in the... I think we should have some music. Let me find some music. Okay, so I will be back in about 8 minutes. Keep the conversation going, and we'll be back for FSR. Some more of your suggestions, SBCE. Zach, if you have any other information, do let me know, and we can incorporate that as well.
has donated £1.99 through a super chat. Love the Sunday show. Thank you, Sensei.
Okay, we are back. Let me get rid of them. And let's get ready for the next. Let's have a look at your comments and get ready for the next video. Let's do SBCE next. Let me make sure I've got this running. Next. Okay. So what comments do we have? We had a super chat come through. I saw that, Vaz. Thank you very much. Love the Sunday show. Thank you, Sensei. No worries at all. Hi, Sensei. Thank you for covering. No worries at all. Vaz, notice how my comments were skimmed. Yes, Matthew, sorry. It's been a very busy show, and if you're not a member, I can't read all your comments, or sometimes I can't do your requests either. So please don't take that personally. What comment, Matthew, if it gets blocked or ignored? None of your comments have been blocked. It's true. Ocean being marketed in India. Okay. He sometimes misses a comment or two, same as Martyn does on the main show. Don't take it personally. They have a lot on, and it's easy, and it's easy of. It's not easy to run the show. Thank you, Vaz. Vaz understands. Very kind. Yes, it's not always easy to keep up with all the comments, so I have to focus on the members' comments. You can see everyone has a badge. I read out all their comments. Well, when I first commented, it got removed. It definitely posted. We can go all the way up, Matthew. I just don't. Where's your first comment? Sensei, you were missed. Was that your first comment? That was definitely got read out. Sorry. Very kind comment, but I don't know what you mean commented. Maybe something looking potential scam or offensive. I don't know. Don't take it personally. Thank you, Vaz, for understanding. Why don't you become a member and you will get a bigger chance to be heard? Yes, I will do. I'm sure he will read it and walk off. He said, I don't know what to do with that news. Sorry, Matthew. Sensei, for covering SVC every cache in the attic. No worries at all, Zach. Thank you for coming in on every cache in the attic. And thank you so much for the super chat. Let's get on to SBC. I know you did another comment about SBC. Let me just read that. SBC has notified the New York Stock Exchange of its. Okay.
Zach Zeit donated $2 through a super chat. Sensei, for covering every cache in the attic.
No worries at all. Thank you, Zach Zate, for being such a valued member of the channel, and your love on SBC and your coverage of SBC. Even the dedication to SBC is amazing. Thank you, Zach Zate, and I do really hope SBC does well. And I know you're getting close to your target of the shares, so congratulations to you. SBC has notified the New York Stock Exchange of its intent to regain compliance with the continued listing standards by seeking shareholder approval at its upcoming annual meeting of shareholders on June the 12th. Big day. Big day indeed. Thank you for that news. Let's get into it. Are we all aligned? Yes, we are. SBCE. We're going to ask ChatGPT as well, so let's get that prepared. I do enjoy using ChatGPT, as you can see. It does give us some good ideas and thoughts. So, Zach, you'll probably know this. I just want to make sure this is right. is there going to be a flight on June 8th? Is that still going ahead? Is that still going ahead? ChatGPT is awesome. Yes, it is, isn't it? You can see the great use case that we have on it on my videos and shows. Zach, can you confirm that the flight is on the 8th? Let me check as well. FFIE Galactic next flight. Is it on the 8th? 8th is what it says. Window opens on the 8th anyway. Okay, let's get into it. What's the time? 2:08. Okay. Breaking news on Martyn Lucas Investor. Today we're going to be looking at SBCE. We're going to be looking at its full chart analysis. So I'm going to be looking at the chart, the buy zones, the sell zones. We're going to be looking at the news of SBCE, the technical indicators, the financial metrics and trends, the economic data, and the upcoming flight and earnings. So let's go straight into the charts. It's back at 86 cents. That was our previous buy zone, as you can see in our latest and my last video on charts. I did in the previous few videos, we did see that there was a buy zone around 83 cents. That took us all the way up to $1.40, which was our sell zone, and then it came back down to our buy zone of 85 cents, where it had a quick reaction that took it up all the way up to $1.15 the next day. So taking profits for 35% move to the upside in a day is great. Again, I don't give financial advice. I'm just here to give you my thoughts and educate you on the charts. Now we're back at the buy zone. So this is a buy zone that I think is quite strong, around 85 cents. If we do breach this level of support, I do have my next buy zone set up at around 65 cents. We can also use the Fibonacci tool to see if there's any further areas. No, it does seem that the 786 is around this 85 cents level, which we're at now. So that is the buy zone at the moment. Worst case scenario looks like we might even go down to 30 cents, but we don't need to worry about that yet. Right now, the chart is signifying a sort of a buy zone at the areas we are at currently, around 85, 86 cents. So a portion of my cash has been deployed at this area. My next area of buying will be 70 cents and 65 cents if we go down that low. Let's now look at some news on SBCE. We just saw Zach Zate, one of our great members, give us this news here, which is, I'll put it on the screen. SBC has notified the New York Stock Exchange of its intent to regain compliance with the continued listing standards by seeking stockholder approval at its upcoming annual meeting of shareholders on June the 12th. So that's a big day, and we'll be looking forward to the news of that. We have also now got an AI model on the show, ChatGPT, that we can put our questions forward to. So that's exactly what I've done. What are the latest news updates on Virgin Galactic that investors should be aware of? That's my question. Excuse me. So, upcoming Galactic 07 mission. Virgin Galactic is set to launch its 7th commercial spaceflight, Galactic 07, on June the 8th. That is coming up very shortly, and we will be covering that live. This mission will carry a hybrid crew of private astronauts and a researcher from Axiom Space. The spacecraft VSS Unity will be piloted by Nicola and Jamal, with the carrier aircraft VSM Eve piloted by Andy and CJ. So the flight rate increases. The company announced plans to increase the flight rate of its VMS Eve aircraft to 125 flights per year once Delta class space planes commence commercial services in 2026. This increase is aimed at achieving profitability by flying to 750 customers annually with projected revenues of 450 million at a ticket price of 600,000, which is quite high, but that's what they want to do. That's what we're waiting for. Is what everyone's waiting for, is the Delta fleet to bring profitability back. Remember, what I say and what other investors have said, such as Andy Shovel, is that it's got about just under 2 years of cash burn left, and if it loses the Boeing lawsuit, then it might be a little bit less than that. I do have another AI model here, which is called Alpha Spread, which gives us some other values, and we can have a look at that. The intrinsic value over here is about $2. Worst case is about 33 cents, and best case is about $3. So it's a big range between 33 cents and $3. So keep that in mind. The revenue is set to increase. The operating income is set to sort of decrease, because right now it's negative 479 million, which is not good. The assets are more than their liabilities. Their liabilities consist of $418 million of long-term debt, which they'll be paying high interest on. And the profitability score is very low at the moment, which is why they need the Delta fleet to come in to increase their profitability. And their solvency score is pretty good for now, and that's what they're working on. Their Wall Street averages the lowest forecast about 75 cents and the highest about $4.2. So there's quite a big range, and we're within that range right now, closer to the downside. Remember, this company can go bankrupt, but right now it's looking okay. Financial performance. In the first quarter of 2024, Virgin Galactic approved revenues of 1.9 million, up from 392,000 in the same period of 2023, so it's increasing year over year, but not as much as it needs to. However, the company also reported a net loss of 102 million, down from a net loss of 159 million. The company has a strong cash position with 195 million in cash and cash equivalents. Technical and safety updates. Following an issue during the Galactic 06 mission where an alignment pitch detached from the aircraft, the carrier aircraft, Virgin Galactic has implemented corrective actions approved by the FAA. These steps are designed to enhance the retention mechanism and prevent similar issues in future flights. Of course, then safety is the number one priority. If there is a crash, God forbid, this company would go to zero in a heartbeat. And of course, lives will be lost. Future developments. The Galactic 07 mission will be the final flight for VSS and Unity as the company shifts focus to developing the next generation Delta class vehicles, expected to enter commercial service in 2026. This move is part of Virgin Galactic's strategy to expand its fleet and increase flight frequency. I do have another question for GPT, which is let me put it in now. What financial metrics and trends should investors monitor to assess the bankruptcy risk for SPCE? Cash flow and liquidity. Operating cash flow. Monitor the net cash used in operating activities. Consistent negative cash flow from operations can indicate that the company is not generating enough revenue to cover its operating expenses. Cash reserves. Check the level of cash and cash equivalents. As the first quarter of 2024, Virgin Galactic has had 195 million in cash and cash equivalents, which is crucial buffer against operational losses. Remember, 100 million of that can go towards settlement of the Boeing case if they lose. So, but they still will have cash. Burn rate. The rate at which the company is spending its cash reserve. A high burn rate relative to its cash reserve could indicate potential liquidity issues. Sorry, I have something in my throat. If you do appreciate the SBC coverage and the news, please do hit the like button, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. If this video does get 150 likes, I'll be donating $100 to charity. Revenue growth. Track quarterly and annual revenue growth. Although Virgin Galactic's revenue increased to 101.9 million in Q1 of 2024 from 922,000, it is essential to see sustained and significant revenue growth to cover its ongoing costs. Remember, this is key. Bankruptcy is on the cards, but it's at least a year out, in my opinion. But right now is the time where they need to make sure they're not operating with their operating expenses are lowering, because they need all the cash they can have, so they can get. So that's crucial. It's at the point where bankruptcy fears can start bringing fear onto retail investors in this stock. Customer deposits. Trends in customer deposits can indicate future revenue potential. A decrease in customer deposits might signal a warning customer interest or cancellations. I don't think this is an issue. I think they do have a lot of demand for going up to space and seeing Earth. So there's enough rich people that want to get on this flight. Operating expenses. Research and development R&D costs. High R&D expenditures are typical for aerospace compliance, but sustained high R&D spending without corresponding revenue increases can be a red flag. Virgin Galactic's R&D expenses were 58 million in Q1 of 2024, down from 109 billion. Profitability metrics, net income, we have had a look at all of that. Equity dilutions, share assurance. Frequent issuance of new shares to raise capital can dilute existing shareholders' value. Monitoring the number of shares outstanding and additional paid in capital can provide insights into equity dilution risks. Interesting. That is key. We don't want too much dilution going on. Regulatory and operational risk. Compliance with regulatory requirements and ongoing investigations or corrective actions such as those by the FFIE can impact operations and financial stability. Operating milestones. Achieving key milestones such as successful flights and development of new space planes is crucial. Delays or failures can affect investor confidence and financial health. Remember, this is key. They need to have these goals and need to stick to these goals. If they don't have these goals, which is what they're teetering on, where they don't announce flights in they're not announcing enough flights, they're not announcing enough celebrities coming on the flights, they need, and they're not telling us enough about the Delta fleet. We want to see inside the factory, we want to see updates, and Virgin Galactic is sort of failing on the marketing aspect, and that is key. I do want to ask about the Boeing case. What are any updates or information on the court case? Let's see if ChatGPT has any access to that. It's searching the web currently. Lawsuit details. Boeing and its subsidiary Aurora Flight Sciences have filed a lawsuit against Virgin Galactic, alleging unpaid invoices totaling 26.4 million and misappropriation of trade secrets. The lawsuit claims that Virgin Galactic has not paid for work done on a new mothership aircraft intended to support Virgin's next generation suborbital space planes. Additionally, Boeing and Aurora accuse Virgin Galactic for retaining proprietary information, including technical specifications and modeling equations for aircraft performance that were inadvertently shared during the project. Virgin Galactic's response. In response, Virgin Galactic has filed a counterfeit suit against Boeing, accusing the company of performing shoddy and incomplete work. Virgin Galactic countersuit argues that Boeing failed to meet contractual deliverabilities and provide substandard work during its initial phases of the mothership product. Virgin also disputes the claims of misappropriating trade secrets, asserting that the information belonged to Virgin or is licensed for its use under their agreement. Impact on operations. Due to the ongoing legal dispute, Virgin Galactic has deprioritized the development of the new, this is bad if it is true, it has prioritized the development of the new mothership aircraft and is focusing on Delta class space planes expected to enter commercial service in 2026. Excuse me, that might not actually be that bad. That might be the safer thing for them to do. The company will continue using its existing VMS Eve aircraft for upcoming tests and commercial flights. Court proceedings. The case is being handled by the U.S. District Court for Eastern District of Virginia, with Virgin's countersuit filed in the U.S. District Court for the Central District of California. The outcomes of these legal battles could have significant financial impacts for both companies involved. What are some key dates for this? Let's see what we need to keep up with in regards to the court case. The initial finding was March 2024. Virgin Galactic's countersuit was April the 4th, 2024. Court hearings and motions 26th of April 2024. A motion was set for Boeing's request of an anti-suit injunction. May the 24th, another motion hearing was scheduled regarding Virgin Galactic's objections to evidence. Any upcoming dates? Let's see if there's anything in the future. And we'll wait for that to process. June the 7th, 2024, a motion hearing is scheduled in the US District Court of Eastern District of Virginia regarding Bowie's request for anti-suit injunction. And June the 21st, the date is significant for another hearing related to preliminary injunction. So we'll keep up to date to that, and we'll bring you any news about that coming up. But next, we've got the flight. The flight should be good for the price, or at least the lead up to the flight. Remember, we do sometimes have sell the news events on the flights, and we'll keep you up to date. We'll be live for the flight, so that will be exciting. If you have any other questions or comments, leave them down below. Until next, make sure you do hit the like button and subscribe. There'll be related videos if you want to see up here, and a playlist down here, and do leave your comments below. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. 22, 22, 30, 22. Okay, that was the SBC video. I hope I didn't miss anything for you guys. Was the article Tuesday in Motley Fool about SBC dropped in Discord? More FUD. Have a look at that later. Thanks for that, Greg. Thoughts on Tesla, Elon getting sued for inside trade? Oh, I don't know, Christopher. I am a fan of Tesla in the long run. I bought it about $10, so I just can't think about buying it at this price. If it goes down to $100 again, $80, then I'll be looking to buy it. But I do think Tesla will go to $1,000, no problem. Good evening, all, says Henrik. Okay, guys, I think my voice is going. There's something seems to be in my throat. I've done a lot of exercise and tennis and work today, so it's quite a long day for me. I don't know if I'll be able to do any more coverage or videos, at least, in this stream. So I'll have to do the FSR video. Maybe I'll do it as a video and release it for you some point this week. Hopefully early on in this week, I'll do the FSRN video with the chart analysis and news, because my voice, it feels like there's something in my throat, so it's just losing my voice a little bit. So I can't do that this evening. Let me stick around and see if you guys have any other comments. Let me see. Put some comments in the chat, and hopefully we can end with a nice conversation and maybe look at a few charts for you briefly. Let me just, while I'm waiting for some new comments to come through, let's have a quick look at the charts. Crypto, let's have a quick look at crypto. Oh, I missed the super chat, didn't I? Someone asked me about Bitcoin. David, are you still here? David, let me know if you're still here. I just remembered that you asked me about crypto. Are you still here, David? If not, I'll have to address it in a video or next week. Oh my God, Vaz. There's these super chats I completely forgot. Vaz, yes, of course, Asti. I am very, very sorry. You can see I'm not on my game today. We're 2 hours in, and I'm 2 hours and 25 minutes in, and I'm feeling it. So Asti, earnings next week. Okay. Carlos, I'm going to have to do a video on FSR. I won't be able to cover it now. Sorry. Asti. So no, it's just not enough market data. It's just at a level where we haven't been before. Good news is you've got these higher lows. Of course, you had this sort of, we did say that the sudden drops and the market is attracted to these levels where there is no levels traded. So the order books are completely empty here, and about, I think it's 80% of the time these gaps get filled. And the gap got filled with this really big candle here on Thursday of a couple weeks ago. The earnings are coming up, so that means it's going to get volatile, meaning sort of limit orders for buying and selling should be set up. And those are the two things I can give. Again, not financial advice. The limit order to sell would be around 19 cents. If that does if you have been buying it, sort of, if you're looking for a double of your money, if you've been buying it about 8 cents, the next limit order to sell for me would be around 31 cents. And in case the earnings go badly and you want to be picking up some more, it'll be around that 9 cents level, which will be the buy zone. So earnings, I always set up myself up limit orders. My limit order would be around 9 cents. My sell order would be around 19 cents and 31 cents to catch that volatility. If there is major volatility, and the likelihood is quite high of major volatility during earnings, that's why I do those limit areas. So yeah, so that will be my 2 areas on ASTI. But we'll be covering the earnings, and hopefully I might be there to give you my analysis just before the earnings as well. But right now, these higher lows is quite good. You start breaking that next week, then you're looking around 9 cents as your next level. You can also do a Fibonacci because it's been quite a big move from the low to the high. So yeah, it might come back up to that 27 cents area. Yeah, so nothing too much on that. And then you asked me for VLD. VLD, we do have some analysis on it. Oh, okay, wow. So our trades got stopped out. That's why we always have low risk trades in VLD. Wow, unfortunately, it's just been coming down, hasn't it? Not good. There's just no market data down there because it's at all-time lows. So yeah, wow. It's sort of trying to catch a falling knife at this point. You don't know where to catch it. It will be more looking at the fundamentals. Baz, I'll tell you what, I know you like to super chat and you really like the stock. I can do a whole AI video of this stock for you. If you see any of my other videos, for example, the AI, I'll show you which one. I can give you an example. Let me give you an example. You don't have to do it, but it's just if you did want to do it. Let me find you a video and what you can do. There'll be all these videos coming out tomorrow or today that you can do it on as well, or something like this. On any of these videos that I'm producing now for the channel, for example, this one here, if you go to it and then in the comment section, you do a super thanks. If you do a super thanks on that, whatever, 10, 20, 30, whatever you want to do, super thanks on those videos, then what I can do is do a whole video for you. So I'll do a whole video of VLD. I'll be asking ChatGPT and AI about it. I'll be researching the stock more because right now technical analysis is not going to get you very far because it's sort of a falling knife. All I can say is it's pretty oversold on the RSI. If I can give you a bit more detail of if I look into the company a bit more on the fundamentals, ask AI and do some more content on VLD, then I can give you a better analysis. Same with ASTI. If you want to do a super thanks and ask me to do ASTI, and I think if you just do it as a super thanks on one of those videos, I can do it for you. But on this live show, I won't be able to do it for you as we're ending it. So do it as a super thanks on those videos and I will do it. But again, you don't have to. It's just if you did want to. And that goes for anyone. If you go onto any of the videos I create and do a super thanks, I can do specific videos for you guys. Crypto bull run, was it David? Yes. So I'll give you my quick thoughts. For example, with Bitcoin right now, what it needs to do, the timeline for me has always been the end of this year and 2025 for the bull run. And what we need to do is, it's probably going to, the bull market will start again when the hype returns and the retail investors get more involved. For me, timeline on it, what was your initial question? Oh, Vaz, you just want a quick chart. Absolutely, no problem. Yeah, so the chart, falling knife, I just don't know buy zone. chart, yeah, it's coming down. All I can say is the RSI. Let me go back to it for you before I come on to the next question. Now that I know it's just the chart you want to look at, you look at the RSI down here. It's just approached on the daily candles down here. It's just come into the oversold territory, so it is oversold. I have a counter to that. The MACD momentum shows it's just gone red, and when it goes red, it normally stays red for a period of time, and that means the momentum's to the downside. So you've got conflicting data. I don't want you to think that just because it's oversold, it means it's a buy level. It can be oversold for quite a while. As you can see previously, it's been oversold for quite a while. So it's oversold, which is good. You might start wanting to add some shares. I'll be DCAing in if I really like the fundamentals. But in terms of chart, just because it's an unapproached territory, you just can't know where it's going next. I'll just be saying if it comes back to 18, 19 cents, it might test that as resistance. So you might want to have some sell orders at 19 cents because it might do something like this where it goes back up to 19 cents, turns support, which used to be support, into resistance, and then it continues its downtrend down. So just be wary of that. Back onto the question of the Bitcoin bull run and the crypto bull run. I think it's going to be, I think it can start anytime now, really. In the next 2 years, my prediction on Bitcoin is going to 80,000 or something. Let's see exactly what level I'd say. This year, I think Bitcoin might reach 84,000, come back for a correction, maybe start going up to 100,000. 100,000 will be a big level of resistance. It will crash back down, and then it'll blast past 100K. And then next year, we're looking at Bitcoin maybe coming to approach 200,000. 140,000, 150,000 would be my sort of base case level. Worst case level would be 100K. Base case would be 140K. Best case would be around 200, breaching that 200,000. When it hits 84K, altcoins are going to go crazy. The money will be going from Bitcoin into altcoins, Ethereum, XRP, then down the ladder of market cap, Aave, XLM, then the micro caps, Rootcoin, all that sort of stuff, Sandbox. And then Bitcoin will go on its run again, go to 100K. Bitcoin will be outperforming the coins, and then because it's 100K, retail will come back in, and then they won't want to be buying Bitcoin because it's too expensive in their eyes, and then they'll be looking at the smaller coins, and then the money will flow back into the smaller market caps, go down the ladder again, ETH, XRP, Solana, then Uniswap, SNX, Cake, Root, and then Bitcoin will go on its bull run again. It will go back above $100, 100K, and then the whole thing happens again. So then you can have a look at the Bitcoin dominance chart, which is how much of the cryptocurrency market cap is in Bitcoin. And then you see that it's on uptrend, which it should be, which is what I've been saying. It had its accumulation phase, and now it's on its uptrend. And about 55% of the market is in Bitcoin, of the cryptocurrency market. You'll see this drop at 85K, 100K, 140K, and maybe 200K. And then the dominance, Bitcoin dominance, will make, I think, probably new lows, maybe at 35,000 when it's altcoin season. And the official altcoin season would be, the best altcoin season would be that last move up. Maybe it's 140K, maybe it's 200K, depending on how much the bull market and the sentiment is there this time round. And then altcoins would outperform Bitcoin, and they will own more of the market share. So you'll see Bitcoin dominance come down. But we'll be covering it every step of the way. Right now, we're just looking for Bitcoin to break that all-time high again and continue its move up to maybe $85,000. And what we need is a break of trend for that to happen. So it's trending slightly to downside with the support at 61,000. Yeah. We've got 43 people watching, 42 likes. I don't want to end the stream without one more like. We need to have more likes than people watching. 30 watching, 42 likes, says Vaz. I see 43 watching. Maybe mine's wrong. Is it best to load up on altcoins now, Sensei? I think it's good to sort of DCA in, but because the cryptocurrency market is so volatile, it's much better to set sort of limit orders. There's always days where crypto crashes for a few days, or one day there's flash crashes. So having limit orders is better than just having a market order set up. But yeah, I think it's good to be DCAing into the altcoins as well. But I think Bitcoin has a little bit more time to outperform the altcoins. Craig, any altcoin picks that are down? Any with a dog in it? Says Matthew Spree. That is very funny. Okay, let's finish up the show. Thank you all for tuning in. It's been a very long show, nearly 3 hours long. So I hope I've added some value to your Sunday night, and I appreciate you tuning in with me. I'll be doing some more videos this week, and some of these videos are going to come out. So please do show your love on them. If you do want a super thanks at the bottom, that would be very greatly appreciated, and I can do a video of your choice on them. But until next time, David, thank you. Vaz, thank you again for being here. Until next time, take care of your money, your shares, your crypto, your wives, your husbands, and each other. Bye-bye.